Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and first thing you need to do is make sure you have a designated folder for your project. So go to your documents and add in your commercial building. Mine's a little more complicated because I have a whole lot of files saved, but you can just go to documents and make a folder for your commercial project. Name it something that means something to you, like bakery or restaurant. Okay. When you start this, you're going to use an imperial architectural template, not construction. So open Revit and click on New. Let me make this big. Okay, click on New. And then change from the construction template to the imperial architectural template. And then I would immediately save that and put it in the correct folder. Keep everything related to this project in your same folder. So for me, I have to find my commercial folder. Yours will be in your documents folder. Okay. So we saved it. You need to work out your first floor footprint. So you need to understand your grid pattern. For mine, I'm going to have a rectangular center, and then I'm going to have a vestibule in the front and a shop extension in the back. So I end up with a 96 by 112 foot footprint. So I'm going to go to annotate and detail lines. And then I need to choose the 2-point rectangle. There's a couple of ways to do this. If you just look carefully and you know the size you need, you can stretch this box out to be exactly the correct size. So 112 across the top, 96 from top to bottom. Another thing I need to do is add a 10-foot offset. So I'm going to use the line tool and I'm going to make it 10 feet. And then I actually need to change that to the select line, this one. Okay. And then we're going to make sure I have a 10-foot offset, make sure it shows up on the outside of the line, and we're going to go around. What we're doing is we're making a map for our grid to follow. We'll need to add a couple of more things. What I'm doing here is I'm selecting everything and moving it to the center of my elevation views. It may be necessary if your design is much larger than this to move the elevations. And what I would suggest is you just select them and move them an equal number of spaces. So, like, you might want to select like the top one and move it 20 arrow keys up, and the bottom one and 20 arrow keys down, the left one 20 arrow keys to the right, and the right one 20 arrow keys to the right. So just move those away. So we're going to be using the grid tool, and we're going to have left to right. It's going to be numbers, top to bottom. It will be ABC. And I noticed something when I try to line this up. I need a little line that connects the corner to the offset. So I'm going to go add a detail line that goes between this corner and that edge where I want to line up the grids. I just need to do this for the first one. So I'm going to go to annotate and detail line. So I'm going to choose this corner, go to the offset. And I might go to this one, corner of the offset. And I know for sure I'll need one on the left side, so we are going to go from this corner to this edge. Really, I just need to have this in a couple of places. I don't have to do it everywhere. This is just to help me line up my grid. So I'm going to go to um, the grid tool. Rewind a little bit if you need to see what I clicked, but we are in architecture and we're using the grid. So I'm defining the first one. I start at the top and go down, and it goes to the number one. And then I'm going to carefully place my second one like this, making it exactly the right distance. In this case, I'm running 28 feet between the lines. Now we're going to use the copy tool. So what I'm going to do is click copy. and I'm gonna click on the first or the last grid I put there. This is the one I wanna copy, and then I'm going to press space and then click the, reference point, and now everywhere I click, it's going to make one that far from the reference point. So, uh, it takes a couple of tries to get the hang of this, so if it doesn't work, try again. So I'm going to do, alphabet from for the bottom, so I start at the very bottom one. I'm gonna zoom in where it says 6, I'm gonna click on that and change it to A. And then I'm going to carefully make sure my space is exactly what I want. So in this case, it's 24. Now I want to copy that last one. So I click the last one, choose space, and then click the reference point, and then I click the following points until I have all of the grids I need. Okay. Then press escape and you're done. So there we have a grid. And then what I'm going to do is choose one of my detail lines, right click, select all instances in the view and hit backspace or delete. And that will delete all of my little map I made at the start. And now I have a lovely grid set up. And that is it.